why did Brock Lesnar return after retirement? That's the question every WWE fan has been asking ever since Monday Night Raw ended, with Brock Lesnar absolutely destroying Oba Femi. Just weeks after what looked like the emotional end of his legendary career at WrestleMania 42, Lesnar suddenly stormed back into WWE, hit Oba with 4 brutal F5s, stood over his body with an evil smile on his face, and reminded the world that the Beast is not done yet. But here's the thing, Brock Lesnar's retirement at WrestleMania felt real. It didn't feel scripted, it didn't feel like one of those fake wrestling retirements fans are used to seeing. Brock Lesnar took off his gloves, left his boots in the ring, looked emotional, broke character completely, and walked out while tears rolled down his face. Even Paul Heyman looked genuinely emotional during the moment. The crowd inside the stadium was stunned. Nobody expected Brock Lesnar to lose to Oba Femi in such dominant fashion, and nobody expected him to retire right there. It felt like the end, and honestly, it was one of the most emotional moments WWE has created in years. But then, everything changed on Raw, Lesnar returned, and now fans are confused. Why did WWE bring Brock Lesnar back after giving him such a perfect ending? Was the retirement fake? Was this planned all along? Or did something behind the scenes suddenly change? Well, according to multiple reports and heavy fan speculation, Brock Lesnar was actually never supposed to retire at WrestleMania 42 in the first place. WWE's original internal plan was reportedly for Lesnar to retire at SummerSlam 2026 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Brock's hometown, and the belief backstage was that Gunther would be the man to retire Brock Lesnar in his final match. That was apparently always the bigger plan. So what happened at WrestleMania? Well, one theory fans are heavily discussing right now is that Brock Lesnar himself may have made the decision emotionally in the moment. Maybe Brock genuinely believed it was time to walk away. Maybe he wanted a break. Maybe contract negotiations changed. Or maybe WWE and TKO simply realized they could not afford to lose Brock Lesnar before giving him one final massive farewell run. And honestly, that last point might be the biggest reason, because whether fans love him or hate him, Brock Lesnar is still one of WWE's biggest attractions. He is one of the final true mainstream megastars left in professional wrestling. A Brock Lesnar match still feels special. A Brock Lesnar appearance still changes the entire atmosphere of a show, and WWE knows that. Now, another theory fans have started discussing online is whether WWE's recent budget cuts and superstar releases have anything to do with Brock's return. Recently, WWE released multiple superstars, and some fans believe the company may have freed up money to keep Lesnar around longer or restructure his current deal. Now, to be clear, there is absolutely no confirmed report saying WWE released talent specifically to pay Brock Lesnar more money. That is purely fan speculation right now, but fans are connecting dots because similar discussions happened years ago during WWE's heavy budget cut era in 2021. Still, regardless of the reason, one thing is clear. Brock Lesnar is no longer retired, and WWE already seems to have a full roadmap planned for him. On Raw, we saw Paul Heyman hand Adam Pearce a signed contract for a Clash in Italy match against Oba Femi, which means WWE is officially continuing the feud, and honestly, it now feels like WWE wants Brock to go on one final mini farewell tour before he truly retires for good. A second match with Oba Femi, possibly a third rubber match afterward, maybe one more huge Saudi Arabia appearance at Night of Champions. And then eventually SummerSlam. That appears to be the direction. But here's where things start becoming complicated, because Brock Lesnar returning after retirement may actually create more problems than benefits. And the biggest issue is trust. One thing wrestling fans have stopped believing in over the years is retirement. Fans almost never trust retirement matches anymore because wrestling legends constantly come back. We've seen it happen countless times. The Undertaker seemingly retired at WrestleMania 33 after leaving his hat and coat in the ring. Then he returned 1 year later to face John Cena at WrestleMania 34. Stone Cold Steve Austin retired for nearly 2 decades and suddenly returned for WrestleMania 38. Ric Flair literally returned to wrestling in his 70s. So now when Brock Lesnar retires emotionally and returns immediately after, fans naturally start questioning everything. Was the moment real? Was it genuine? Or was it just another wrestling storyline? And this could hurt Brock's legacy long term. Because if Brock Lesnar retires again at SummerSlam 2026 or somewhere else in the future, fans may not not emotionally invest in it the same way anymore. Once fans stop trusting retirement moments, those moments lose value. And honestly, WWE may have accidentally sacrificed a perfect ending. But there's another major issue here. Oba Femi. Because Oba Femi retiring Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania felt massive for his career. It instantly positioned him as WWE's next monster superstar. The image of Oba standing tall while Brock Lesnar emotionally left his boots in the ring felt symbolic. It felt like WWE passing the torch to the future. That was a huge moment. But now things get risky. Because if Brock Lesnar returns just to beat Oba Femi at Clash in Italy, what exactly does that accomplish? Sure, Oba can eventually win a trilogy match later, but the magic of Oba Femi retired Brock Lesnar is already gone. WWE can never recreate that exact moment again because Brock already came back, and that hurts Oba more than people realize. Because moments like these are supposed to elevate new stars permanently. Oba Femi should have walked away from WrestleMania feeling untouchable. Instead, now he's immediately back in another Brock feud where there's a strong possibility he loses. And if WWE eventually has Gunther retire Brock Lesnar instead, then that creates another debate. Gunther already retired Goldberg. He beat John Cena. He defeated AJ Styles. At some point, giving every legendary retirement rub to one superstar starts becoming repetitive. And honestly, Gunther doesn't even need it anymore. Gunther is already established. Oba Femi is the younger rising megastar who arguably needed that career-defining retirement moment more. So if Brock ultimately retires against Gunther instead, some fans are definitely going to question WWE's long-term booking decisions here. But then again, maybe Brock doesn't retire at SummerSlam either, and that's another possibility fans are discussing, because Saudi Arabia loves Brock Lesnar, and if Saudi officials want Brock for a future WrestleMania or major event with a giant paycheck involved, WWE could easily delay retirement again. At this point, nothing feels guaranteed anymore, and that's why this situation is so fascinating, because Brock Lesnar returning is exciting in the short term. Fans love seeing the Beast back. His return got massive reactions online. The Oba Femi rivalry instantly feels huge again, but long term, this decision could either become an incredible final farewell story, or a major mistake that damages both Brock Lesnar's retirement legacy and Oba Femi's momentum. And honestly, right now, it could go either way. And honestly, another thing that makes Brock Lesnar's return feel strange is how perfect his WrestleMania ending already was. WWE almost never delivers emotional retirements this well. The visuals felt iconic. Brock leaving his boots in the ring, the crowd giving Lesnar a standing ovation. It genuinely felt like the end of an era. That is why some fans now feel WWE may have rushed this return too early, because instead of letting that emotional moment breathe for a few months, WWE instantly brought Brock back, and that may have reduced the impact of one of the most memorable endings of his career. But what do you think? Did WWE make the right decision bringing Brock Lesnar back after retirement, or should WrestleMania 42 have truly been the end of the Beast incarnate? And most importantly, who should actually retire Brock Lesnar for good?